Hello, friends. Welcome back to Universal English Learners.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Melanie. Today's topic is one almost everyone can relate to, the fear of public speaking.
Whether it's speaking in your first language or in English, standing up in front of people can feel terrifying.
We'll share an honest conversation, common speaking triggers, a short story, useful vocabulary, and some real practical tips to build confidence.
Let's begin. Honest conversation. Melanie, can I confess something?
Of course.
Even after all these years hosting this channel, the idea of speaking in front of a live audience still makes my hands shake.
Really? You always sound so confident here.
That's the funny thing. Recording alone feels comfortable, but once there are real eyes watching me live, my mind goes blank.
I understand completely. My heart races, my voice shakes, and sometimes I forget the simplest words, even in my own language.
Exactly. It's strange how a body reacts, almost like danger, even though nobody is actually threatening us.
That's such a good point. Our brain sometimes treats public speaking like a real threat, even though it's just talking.
I once had to give a small presentation at work, and I practiced it 40 times at home. 40 times, and I still stumbled on stage.
40 times is dedication, though.
Yeah, maybe a little too much dedication. But it taught me something important. The fear doesn't fully disappear. You just learn to speak anyway, even while feeling nervous.
That's such a powerful lesson. Let's learn the vocabulary for talking about exactly this. Key vocabulary and expressions. Let's go through some useful words and phrases for talking about public speaking fears.
First, nervous, feeling worried or anxious before or during something.
Example, I always feel nervous before presentations.
Next, stage fright, a specific fear of performing or speaking in front of an audience.
Example, even experienced actors sometimes get stage fright.
Then, freeze up, to suddenly become unable to speak or move from fear or nervousness.
Example, I completely froze up during my speech.
Next, butterflies in your stomach, a common expression for feeling nervous excitement or anxiety.
Example, I had butterflies in my stomach before walking on stage.
And build confidence, to slowly become more sure of yourself over time.
Example, practicing regularly helped her build confidence.
One more, stumble over your words, to make small mistakes or pause awkwardly while speaking.
Example, he stumbled over his words at the beginning, but recovered quickly.
Great vocabulary. Let's hear a story that brings all of this to life.
Common triggers of speaking fear. Before the story, let's talk about why public speaking feels so scary in the first place. Understanding the why often makes the fear feel smaller.
Trigger 1, fear of judgment. We worry others are silently criticizing us even when they aren't.
Trigger 2, fear of making mistakes in front of others. Somehow, a mistake alone feels fine, but the same mistake in front of a crowd feels much bigger.
Trigger 3, lack of familiarity. The less often we speak publicly, the more unfamiliar and therefore frightening it feels.
Trigger 4, high stakes. When a presentation feels important for our career or reputation, the pressure naturally increases the fear.
Trigger 5, past embarrassing experiences. Sometimes one bad memory from years ago quietly shapes how we feel about speaking today.
Notice something interesting. None of these triggers are really about your speaking ability. They're about your brain protecting you from possible embarrassment.
That's such a good reframe. The fear isn't proof that you're bad at speaking. It's just your brain trying to keep you safe.
Exactly. And once you understand your own trigger, it becomes much easier to work with the fear instead of against it.
Now, let's see all of this come to life in today's story.
A short story, The Shaking Microphone.
Let's listen to a story about a young man named Tomas who was terrified of public speaking.
Tomas worked at a small marketing company. He was talented, hardworking, and always had great ideas. But every time he had to present those ideas to a group, his whole body seemed to betray him.
His hands would shake, his voice would tremble. Sometimes he would forget entire sentences he had memorized perfectly the night before.
One day, his manager announced some difficult news. Melanie, as manager, Tomas, we'd like you to present our new project to the entire company next Friday. It's a big opportunity for you.
Tomas felt his stomach drop.
Melanie, as Tomas. The entire company? That's over 100 people.
Mark, as manager. I believe in you. Your ideas deserve to be heard.
That night, Tomas barely slept. He imagined every possible disaster, forgetting his words, his voice cracking, everyone staring at him in silence.
He almost considered calling in sick that Friday, but instead he called his older sister, Elena, who had given many presentations in her own career.
Melanie, as Tomas. Elena, I don't think I can do this. What if I freeze up completely?
Mark, as Elena. Tomas, listen to me. Every good speaker has felt exactly what you are feeling right now. The fear doesn't mean you're not ready. It just means this matters to you.
Melanie, as Tomas. That's exactly the problem. It matters so much, I'm terrified of ruining it.
Then let's prepare together. Practice isn't about becoming fearless. It's about becoming familiar, so your body remembers what to do even when your mind feels scared. For the next 3 days, Tomas practiced his presentation with Elena, not 40 times like Mark did, but enough to feel steady, not perfect.
On Friday morning, Tomas stood backstage, his hands slightly shaking, his heart pounding loudly in his chest.
Butterflies don't mean danger. They just mean this matters.
He walked onto the small stage. The microphone felt heavy in his shaking hand. For the first 10 seconds, his voice trembled slightly.
But he kept going. Slowly, his voice steadied. He stumbled once over a sentence, took a small breath, and simply continued.
By the end of the presentation, something surprising happened. The room applauded, not because Tomas was perfect, but because his ideas were genuinely good, and his honesty on stage made him relatable.
That was great, Tomas. I could tell you were nervous, but you pushed through it beautifully.
Tomas smiled, still feeling his heart racing slightly, but for a very different reason now. Pride instead of fear.
He called Elena that evening. I did it, Elena. I was still nervous the whole time, but I did it anyway. That's exactly what courage looks like, Tomas. Not the absence of fear, just moving forward with it.
Vocabulary recap from today's episode.
Let's recap the important words from today's episode.
Nervous, feeling worried or anxious.
Stage fright, fear of performing or speaking in front of an audience.
Freeze up, to suddenly become unable to speak or move.
Butterflies in your stomach, a feeling of nervous excitement or anxiety.
Build confidence, to slowly become more sure of yourself.
Stumble over your words, to make small mistakes while speaking.
Try using 2 or 3 of these words to describe your own experience in the comments below.
Practical tips to handling public speaking fears, just like Tomas did.
Tip 1. Practice enough to feel familiar, not perfect. You don't need to memorize every word. Just feel steady with your main ideas.
Tip 2. Reframe your nervousness. Instead of thinking, I'm scared, try thinking, I'm excited and this matters to me. The physical feeling is often the same.
Tips 3. Breathe before you begin. A few slow breaths can calm your racing heart before you start speaking.
Tip 4. Accept small mistakes as normal. Even confident speakers stumble sometimes. It doesn't ruin your message. It makes you human.
Tip 5. Focus on your message, not on yourself. Remembering why your ideas matter can help shift attention away from your own fear.
Tip 6. Start small. Practice speaking in smaller groups first before larger audiences. Confidence builds gradually, step by step.
Tip 7. Identify your personal trigger. Is it fear of judgment, fear of mistakes? Once you name it, it becomes easier to manage.
Tip 8. Remember, the audience usually wants you to succeed. Most listeners aren't looking for mistakes. They're hoping to learn something or simply hoping you do well.
And remember Tomas's lesson. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's speaking anyway, even while your hands are shaking.
Now let's practice speaking. Repeat after Mark and me.
I always feel nervous before presentations.
I had butterflies in my stomach.
I froze up for a moment, but I kept going.
Practice helped me build confidence.
I stumbled over my words, but I continued anyway.
I know my trigger, and I can manage it.
The audience usually wants me to succeed.
I know that courage means moving forward, even while afraid.
Beautifully done. These are powerful, honest sentences.
Let's test your understanding. True or false?
Number 1. Tomas felt completely fearless once he started his presentation.
Answer: false. His voice trembled at first, and he stumbled once, but he kept going.
Number 2. Elena told Tomas that practice would make him fearless.
Answer: false. She said practice helps you feel familiar, not fearless.
Number 3. Stage fright means a fear of performing or speaking in front of an audience.
Answer: true. Exactly right.
Number 4. Common triggers of speaking fear include fear of judgment and fear of making mistakes.
Answer: true. Both are very common triggers.
Number 5. Most audiences are secretly hoping the speaker will fail.
Answer: false. Most audiences actually want the speaker to succeed. Excellent work, everyone. You now understand both the vocabulary and an encouraging lesson about courage.
That's all for today's episode on public speaking fears.
If you ever feel nervous before speaking, in English or in any language, remember Tomas's story. The fear doesn't need to disappear completely. You can move forward with it anyway.
If this episode helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little courage today.
See you in the next episode of Universal English Learners.
Goodbye, and keep learning. And keep speaking up, even with shaky hands.